This week on Motherish, we're diving into the world of play, imagination, and one iconic explorer. Meet Anna Yee, the brilliant designer behind the magic of Dora toys. From sketchbook to toy shelf, Anna shares how she turns childhood wonder into tangible joy. And yes, she does know where the map is. We read the books, we bought the things. We thought we were ready. And then life took our plans and changed them. I'm Karen, I'm Victoria's mommy, and I work in tech.
And I'm Pamela. I have a baby boy named Ford, and I'm a journalist. And although we're both first-time working moms, we're actually pretty different.
And that's totally okay. Because we both agree that our most important work is raising our kids. We really need each other and can only get through this together. Welcome to Motherish Moments. I'm so excited for this episode. This should be cute and fun. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm great.
I know I'm excited for a guest today. I always love to see or meet the people behind all the magic.
Yes, this guest today has been working at Mattel for so many years. It's amazing. I love a career background, but that ties into like your personal life and your culture and the things that are important to you. I'm excited to dive into that.
Yes, so we'll have Anna Ying in a few minutes.
Yes, so first we'll go into our Motherish moment. Are you ready for yours?
I am. So I picked up Ford on the first day of school. He started kindergarten, which was a big milestone. I was very emotional yesterday in a good way, like just grateful, like looking through like baby videos. I edited a reel. I don't know, I think it's like 15 seconds, and it took me like so long picking the perfect baby video. And then once I upload, I'm like, oh, but then I found a cuter video of him as a baby. Was that reel where it transitions from current Ford in kinder at age 5, and then you switch to, baby Ford. I can't. I know. So I picked him up and his teacher walked out. I was like, of course, the first one in the pickup line because I have to rush out to go to work. So I always get there like 30 minutes before. I park and I take my work call from the pickup line. So I'm usually the first one out. So she comes out, like he's all giddy. He was so excited that I picked him up. His cheeks were so red from playing in the sun and running around. And the teacher's like, he was the best kinder student ever, a role model. So I was like, so proud. I get in the car, I'm like, okay, babe, buckle up. He's like, Mom, I did something bad, but she just didn't see me.
Oh,
She's like, I wasn't the best. I did something bad, but and I'm like, okay, well, what did you do? She's like, well, I was coloring. And then like, I don't know, the teacher came in and like the other student took a color and I wanted the color back. And it was just cute. Like his honesty and like his sense of comfort to tell me everything.
yeah, he feels safe.
Oh my God, I loved it.
tell you.
I was like, okay, like, you try not to judge or try to like overreact.
Yeah.
I just find it so endearing when he's like, so like honest, and raw.
It's good.
I love it.
We'll need that in the teenage years.
Yeah, and I kind of love like a little bit of like that sassiness. And he's gotten so funny. He has like his comedic timing is so good. I don't know. He has his new thing, it's so silly, but like I'll ask him like, hey, are you done with your food? He's like, of course not. Like he like thinks you're gonna say something and then he like gears it, like changes it to another one. It's so cute. And then like, so then we went through every single, like they gave us a class list with all the names. So I'm like, okay, so tell me about, Lucas and Emily. So I was naming all the kids and he had a very different and witty comment or feedback about the experience he had with every single child, including the ones like, oh, I don't remember. I didn't get to see him. Like, I'll see him tomorrow. Or, so it was really, really cute. Like this whole dynamic is completely different to him in pre-K 4.
Nice.
It's just amazing how a whole entire year makes such a huge difference emotionally and like, verbally. It's just like, it was great. So yeah, he's in kinder.
Awesome. My mother's moment was with Victoria. So my mom, I guess, has been playing this thing with Victoria where she's like, I'm going to make sure that you know how to defend yourself. So she'll create like a fake scenario.
Oh my God, I play that.
And she's like, how do you defend yourself? What would you do? Blah, blah, blah. So then we were having dinner last night, my parents and Victoria and I. And my parents are like, the thing is that your mom, she doesn't know how to defend herself. And Victoria goes, oh, Mom, I have to teach you. So she stands up and she has this whole bit that she does where she'll be like, do you know how to defend yourself? And I was like, what? She goes, repeat after me, Mom. I'm watching you. And she goes, you have to go like this. You have to go like that. And I was like, okay, like I'm watching you. And she goes, it's too soft, mom. You don't know how to be like, you have to be strong. And I'm like, okay, I'll try again. I'm like, you know how to defend yourself? And she goes, it was too much. It's like
Tone
you're
it down. Tone it
exaggerating.
down.
You're exaggerating. And I'm like, she goes, okay, 3, 2, 1. I was like, I'm watching you. And she goes, you're too excited. You got to be like mad. And I was like, I don't know how to channel whatever it is that you're telling me to channel. It was so funny. But she's like so committed to like being like, you need to learn how to defend yourself, mom, because I know how. And I'm like,
I love
okay. I
that.
was
I
like,
love
well, you
that
could just
for her.
defend me. Like, what
I
do
know.
I
I
need
told
to
you
do?
I tried to like scare Ford into being alone or lost in a store, and like remember it always
Yeah.
backfires. He's like, "I'll fight the kidnapper." I'm like, "No, you're
I
not."
got this.
Say, "Come
I'll
over.
talk
Come
a
here. Come
kidnapper's
here."
ear off. Don't worry. Like,
Anyway, before we introduce our guest, why don't we have Anna Ying share her Motherish moment? Hi, Anna. Welcome to Motherish.
welcome.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, so special to be here and talk about motherish moments. I actually am the design director at Spin Master and making a ton of fun toys for a lot of children. I have 3 kids and they are 18, 16, and 13. And I call them all my babies. They're still my babies.
Of course, we're always
And
gonna be your babies.
yes, and I love sort of having my moments where I treat them like babies. They don't like it, but it's okay. I need my moment. Yeah. I guess last night just I try to do this more sort of sitting down and having dinner together, which is tougher right as they're getting older and they're hanging out with their
Mhm.
friends and so on. But really going around the table and asking how was your day, and sometimes I'll share my day and I tell them, do you have any advice? What can you tell me?
Aw.
And I just love hearing how at different ages they give me, their tidbits and yeah, mom, you can do this. You can just, and I just love it. I love it. It's right.
I
It's
love
different,
that.
right? When it comes, yeah, when it comes from my my baby.
Your babe advice from your babies. I love that. So Anna Ying was born in Korea, and again, correct me because you know these like bios get so updated and changed so constantly. But she was born in Korea, raised in Colombia and other countries in South America, where she also completed her studies. Her early career began in fashion design, which eventually led her to the world of collectible dolls. A natural transition that brought together her love of creativity, storytelling, and culture. Of course, it's a full circle moment because she joined Spin Master in August 2021 and is design director of licensing and entertainment. She graduated from Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in LA. So, like my son will ask, what do you do again?
Right? Oh my gosh, I love it. Sometimes, yeah, I'll sort of tell people what I do and say, someone's like, what? And they don't understand. Like, oh, like they don't come from the North Pole, and they just but I love it. It's super exciting. It's really coming every day to just make toys and have fun. And I mean, when you really think about sort of the conversations that happen here every day, like, oh my gosh, is that the right color? Are the eyes looking in the right direction? Is
Mm.
that the right ear sort of positioning? And sort of little things that just, to us is very serious toy making, but it's just when you think about it, it's hilarious. Yeah, and it's just every day.
What would you say is like the most challenging aspect of your work?
Um, challenging. It's I don't know. Maybe it just sounds. I mean, it's a business, so you get the business side, right? The conversations around, okay, well, we're gonna go in these different directions because we have to be sort of it's all for the right reasons, right? The entire line making sense together, and where is it going to go? Really making sure that we are creating toys for the right audience, right? The exact age and so on. But sometimes, yeah, it's that. It's well, are we gonna make it this big,
Mm-hmm.
or are we gonna use these colors? Is it gonna have this play pattern? Is it going to have this really amazing sort of toy wow moment, fun and flashy, or is it gonna be that one? It's just really those are the conversations. It's
I'm sure it's definitely fun, but I also think Anna, there must be a lot of pressure, right? Because Dora the Explorer is so iconic. when Dora first was introduced to the world, I think especially for Latino, Latina families, she was like us, right? She
Yeah.
represented so much more than just a little girl who was exploring the world. It really meant being seen, being represented. How did you react when you first got assigned, or how did it happen? How did you fall into, or how did you cross path, right, with Dora the Explorer? What did it mean for you, and where were you in motherhood journey when you got this assignment?
I'm just gonna start actually so much when I got the assignment, but when my daughter, who's 18 now, when she was one, we would sit in front of the TV together and watch Dora, and just we love the show so much. I have to say, I remember when right, Dora does her thing, and then she stops and says, "Which one, blue or red?" And then she pauses, and then I thought, "What's happening?" That's kind of weird, right? I mean, my first child, right? And I'm thinking, okay, it's so odd, but all right, she loves it. She's watching it, and then you understand it, right? So that's a way where you know that creators like Paramount, they're putting all the proper research and creating this
Hmm.
incredible show.
Yeah.
And later on, you understand, wow, that's exactly what my kid needed, right? Not a show that just
She's
keeps going on.
groundbreaking. Yeah, like the
Right.
interaction, the questioning.
Exactly, absolutely. Like the fourth wall that we talk, it's talking to you, and you're like, oh my gosh, then you engage with the content versus right, just like watching it.
Hmm.
So from there, sort of being in the toy industry and sort of now working with Dora, it's such an honor, honestly. And immediately I told my daughter, like, Tessa, I'm going to work at Dora. She's like, oh my God. And when the movie came out, too, I was like, okay, we're all going to see Dora. It's like older, right? Teenagers.
Yeah.
Even my husband, like, we're all going to see Dora. And even so much fun, even like the movie that just came out on Paramount as well. Just we really love the content, and the music is so incredible. Just it's so much fun, just like listening to it. And growing up in Latin America, I just love my salsa merengue. So when I
Let's
listen
talk
to
a
it,
little bit about that little, the Latin American influence and how important culture was for you. And it continues to be when you incorporate design and, new aspect that you bring to Dora, the toys.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I I grew up in South America for my elementary school, middle school, and high school. Sort of like that's a lot of Latin love in my heart.
What brought you to Latin America at that age?
My parents immigrated for South America and then just trying different things. And I would say they were explorers,
That's so
Oh,
right?
cute.
yes.
Which countries did
Absolutely.
you live in?
Oh boy. Okay. Ecuador, Chile, Argentina, Costa Rica, Colombia, Mexico, some
Wow.
word,
She skipped
Guatemala.
Peru.
Wow.
Ah,
You missed
You
the
missed
magical
Peru.
Peru. We're
Come
from
on, we're
Peru.
from
I know.
Peru.
True, almost, but very close, right? Very close,
Yeah.
and heard a lot of news about sort of right the uh, diversity with, of course, Japanese
Yeah.
culture as well in Peru, and so it's just the richness of the culture. It's all definitely part of me, and as I see the team of designers that we have too, so passionate. We make sure
Mm.
that all the details are there, the authenticity, we draw a lot of inspiration. We go to Opera Street over here, and we also love photos. We have to go get all our pastries there for any events that we have. But it's we definitely sort of all together have that passion and immersion to make sure that we have it sort of in partnership with Paramount in all the details with the products.
Mhm.
It's yeah, we look at absolutely everything, and because of that, whenever something gets designed, of course we work with a lot of other team members, and something is not right. It's like, wait a minute, that leaf, that's not the right shape. The flowers, the colors, no, that's not the right thing.
So your children, you had your children pretty back to back. Can you talk a little bit about being a working mom and having three children? I mean, that this is one of the things that a lot of women, especially like that are diving into their
We each have a
careers.
single child. So
Yeah,
she has a
we
little girl, I have a little boy.
yes.
Boy, and every time we're always like wondering, like, okay, how do
What
people
is it?
do
How
it?
do
Like,
they
what
do it?
happens
What is
when you
it
have
like?
two and three?
Yeah.
And like,
Well, they say when you have two, right? One for each parent, right?
Yeah.
Or then when you have three, you're outnumbered. um, I have to say for me, I have one brother, so it's just two of us, and I thought I need more. And even my husband's
Oh.
like, oh my gosh, I have 6 of 12. I'm like, maybe not that many. But I would say something that's very much from Latin culture as well as my Asian Korean culture is family. Super
Mm.
important, right? The warmth and the unity that we have as a family and sense of family is the community. My mother-in-law, who I love, 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 she's just so wonderful. And my father-in-law, who passed away, but they helped us so much, so much, and it really enriched, right,
Yes.
the children to be surrounded by that, and which also honestly makes me think about Dora because Dora has Abuelita, right,
Yeah.
and the
Yes.
family and all of the friends and family. Yeah,
I love that you highlighted the abuelitas and the grandparents because I have never been more grateful for my mother until, especially the last few years at Ford. My son is in school and she's picking him up. She's been such a, crucial part of his life and his upbringing, and the influence that he's getting from my mom is just, um, it's priceless, so I'm so grateful for that. I'm curious because I
yeah,
see you radiate this joy, right? And I always feel, and I've spoken about this before in terms of like how blessed one is to make a living, to provide for your family while doing something that you truly love. What has been your experience? Because, I see it in your eyes, I see it when you speak to us. And what words of inspiration do you have for women who are seeking a career, and how important it is to really find something that you love to do?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so it's very rewarding, right? Where doing what I'm doing, I'm also able to, now that my children are older, to show them, hey, look what mom is doing, right? This is so much fun. It's to think about, oh, making toys, a career, right? Versus helpful. And to be able to tell them how sort of enriching it is, right, for our lives and how important it is that we all have that something that we're going after. But at
Mm.
the same time, you find a balance. And something that I think about is it's not, I don't know, I used to hear so 100% to work, 100% to home, 100% to each child. I'm like, well, I'm actually only one person, so it's 100%. And then you just divide it up, right? You have, okay, well, here's the percentages. Let's like split them up, in different sections. But sometimes, right, work needs a little more, and sometimes my children need a little more. So
Yeah.
I think that balance is really about shifting the direction into sort of where it's needed the most, right? Taking the priorities in at different moments. And I would say that's my way of thinking about balance with uh, work and with children, but also making sure that we do what children do.
That's so nice. I love seeing stories and witnessing people, women specifically, who have found joy in what they're doing. Like Pamela says, like
Mm.
you're radiating this joy for what you do, and it's really inspiring, especially if you're like I'm kind of like navigating a transition in my career and stuff like that. And I'm like, am I gonna feel like that again? Like it's so beautiful to see that. I love it.
No, and we always say like
Yeah,
we spend so much time, or let me rephrase that. We sacrifice so much of our time with our children
Mm.
for work, right? That we are so committed also to our work, that what a blessing it is to find something and you're spending so much time doing that you actually enjoy.
Yeah.
I go to work in a good mood every single time. There's moments obviously of tension, of high stress, but I genuinely love what I do and I love who I work with. That's another thing. So if you could give us some word of advice in terms of like how important it is to find joy in what you do, and also to pick a team and be surrounded by people that also love what they're doing.
right, absolutely. And two, you get what you give, right? And
Mm.
Um, of course, there's moments when it gets tough. It gets tough, and I'm feeling like, whoa, okay, that was quite a day. But always remembering that, you know what, that was that moment, and it's gonna get better, and you
Mm.
have to keep having a positive attitude and towards sort of growth, right? Very important. And what I do too is I take the learnings from work and apply it at home learnings from home and apply it at work, right? It's just because it's life, right? We're human and it's about those human interactions. And yeah, that's sort of how just keep going, and making sure you find your vacation.
It's funny. So this week we started school here in Florida. And like a lot of the kids have those boards where it says your name, the age. And then when I grew up, I want to, right? So my son's like, I want to be a ninja. And I was like, okay, but do ninjas exist? Is that even real? Like, I was like, I sure don't want to be like, what else? He's like, well, I don't know, maybe like an FBI agent or a doctor. I'm like, okay, that's more like it. And then I was like, why am I limiting his vision of wanting to
Yeah.
do, right? Imagine like a little girl that was like, well, I want to design toys. I'm sure there was a mom that was like, what does that mean,
Yeah.
design toys? Like, what? No, pick a career, So
Victoria wants to own a farm
I love that.
and
So
be a
when
horseback
I
riding
see
teacher.
when I hear people, kids like Victoria, or when I see you in real life,
Yeah.
you give hope to those children that dream about doing something that sounds only like a dream,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely. And two, it's not, I mean, if you want to be a princess, right? You want to be Dora. If you, and two, knowing that, right, it's always going to shift. And now that my first child, my first baby, is going to college, I
Oh,
tell her, you know what? Yeah, it's like, oh,
oh, it's a big
but
transition. Yes. Are you okay with
yeah,
that? How are you?
um, fortunately for me, I know it's good for them to move away, but for sure, she's gonna. It's only like 15 minutes away from us.
Okay.
The school, the art and design school, always here, and so
Mm-hmm.
she's still with us. And so, right, it's sort of like, oh, I know the growth really happens when they're outside, but part of me is like, oh, I'm glad she's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's in terms of career. Hey, start this way, but you never know where it's going to take you.
Mhm.
Same for me. So not being so pressured to, oh, if you want to be a princess, you have to be a princess all the way, right? Now you
Right.
just like shift, right? It's okay, change, and embracing change. Change is hard, but really embracing it. For me, right, going to fashion design, and of course I play with dolls, but you don't think, oh, because I play with dolls, I'm gonna be a doll designer. But
Mm-hmm.
from fashion design, I started doing sort of more collectible dolls. And one of my dolls was the Aztec doll, which I did so much research on.
Wow.
And back then, the clothes didn't look like what you think of a princess with all the colors and sort of.
Yeah.
And that was a tough one, but then it was so rewarding and so much fun. And from there, then you start to learn about all the other aspects of toys, like playset. Up here, it's Casita, right? And how you have to think about them differently, or when you're creating interactive toys, like
And can you
like
give us a
you know,
summary, Anna, of your transitions of your journey professionally? Like you started in fashion design, then you went to collectible dolls. Like if you give us a little summary of how you ended up where you are right now.
yeah. So again, sort of instead of a single path, really broadening your view and sort of welcoming anything that might come your way. The collectible dolls, and then we call sort of mainline toys for kids. When you think about collectibles, more for adults, right? Just sort of
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people get them and then they collect and display them. But then from there, it's toys that you play with for children, right? So there's different things that you need to be thinking about as you're designing that. And from there, actually, I did some Disney princesses as well. So Disney
Mm-hmm.
princesses in my head at all times. And from there, creating so many different types of toys, including collectibles, plush, etc. And now I'm sort of immersed in preschool as I'm working with
Oh,
Dora, and really having the experience of my three children really helps, right, to think
of
back
course.
after when they were three. And of course, we do a ton of tests to remind ourselves, oh, yeah, 3 year old,
Yeah.
because I have my three teenagers with me
Yeah.
and their friends at
We
all
get
times.
we get momnesia. I can't like I feel like if I had to like help and design a toy for a 3-year-old, I would already have some disconnects like with Victoria being 6. Like it feels far away like already, you know?
Yeah,
When
it's
they're young,
crazy,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's
Mhm.
amazing how important that age is. Like 3-year old is like so transformational for them. Like, that's when they start. Ford started big boy school at that age.
Victoria
Like
too.
it was it's crazy also to see the evolution between like what he picked up and who he was at 3 and who he is now at 5 is just so different and so amazing to see like everything he learned in that small window of time.
Yeah. The
Right.
evolution from 0 to 5 is
crazy.
incredible. And they say that is the biggest lapse of growth and evolution of the human,
The brain
of the
too.
brain, and everything happens during that stage. So fundamentally you're building things for that era, which is the most important of formation and foundation for them.
What's the toy that you worked on? I know this is very hard. I'm sure it's like picking a child that you're the most proud of, that you're like, wow, this is like we did something here that's really going to radically, improve these children's and bring them so much joy.
Yeah. Well, I think for me right now, it is full circle moment by being able to work on the Dora line. It's just really incredible. And my daughter also sort of being an artist. A few weeks ago, I told her, "Hey, help me sketch some things out," and then she started sketching. And actually, one of her first drawings was Dora, so it's really close to my heart. And as sort of the really incredible team that we have here at Spin Master creating the toy line from places to dolls. It's just, and also to as you're designing, we are really thinking about is it getting the right interaction with the child? Is it safe for them, of course? Is there enough for them to do, or is it we're always trying to stay away from a watch me toy? What is a watch me toy? There's no interaction in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you have like Dora here. I don't want to press the button because she's gonna start singing and then she won't stop. But it's really engaging. What she's doing, she's inviting you to dance with her. So then we are having the kid dance, right? Movement is so important. We want to move and to be active. When we have so when we're creating, it's giant. I can't even right. And these places, I mean, sometimes we've seen places that are here's a house with the pieces right inside, which is like the bed, the bathroom, etc. But what we created here is that every corner, like honestly, every piece that we have, there's play and engagement in it. Even like a little piece like this, you would think, well, what is that? It's the vine, so what? But then what we do is that you take your figures and you can just hook them, and then they can hang out. I don't know if you can see it.
So cute.
Right?
Yeah, we see it.
So part of it, every part of it, and really, it teaches children so much. It's not. It's, there's a lot of learnings, right? The theory, functionality of things, the movement when you push something, right? What happens, and music. There's just so many elements. It's just really not. It's hours and hours of play that we want our kids to have sometimes,
Yeah.
right? Instead of here it is, and then after 5 minutes.
Let me tell you, whenever my son asks me to buy him a toy, I usually do. Why? Because he is so good at entertaining himself with them. He's an only child. He's also a pandemic baby, so he was at home alone for a long time. But I do think I appreciate the fact that he has developed the skill where he could literally take a little house or like, he's into dinosaurs now, like his dinosaurs, and he creates the scenarios and he could play. And like sometimes I'll check on him to see, and he's still playing with, and he's still like, even on the plane, like I'll buy him these toys and he'll literally entertain himself and create this playtime for himself. So I was very intentional with the toys that I bought because I wanted to stimulate him. I don't want to create, but then I realized at the end of the day, he creates that for himself. If it's a toy that that's well designed for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we call it imaginative play, it's pretend play. That's where the storytelling comes in. That's where the curiosity, they make up sort of their adventures and they can explore through all the different elements that were added. But on top of that, because we have the studies that we do with the cultures of Peru, Mexico, and Cuba, it's really infused in every detail where it's just you can escape it, right? It's that true immersion of that Latin Hispanic culture, which is so important to have that diversity and just like spread that message of how beautiful what rich
I
is.
love that.
Wait,
And
what is Dora's
really
heritage?
fun.
Dora is like a mix of Peru, Mexico, and Cuba, right? They incorporate a little bit of
Oh
each
my
of
gosh,
them.
she's kind of like me.
I know.
Wait a minute. I'm
I know.
Peruvian and Cuban. I'm like Dora.
Dora's kind of like and it's funny because some people like debate it. She's kind of like the arepa, right? Like, is it Venezuelan? Is it Colombian? Is it? But Dora's a mix of like
Wait, but like
heavily.
the facts. What are the
This is
like
like
you are
breaking
the
news
source.
for Karen.
Where is Dora from?
Her heritage is Mexican, Peruvian, Cuban.
I
Oh
love
And
my.
I don't know. I mean, I'm Asian and I grew up with a bob, but
I love.
you
I
get
I
to
had
hear
that haircut. I think we all had that haircut at some
right?
point. Yes, we all
Yes.
had the Dora cut.
Oh, sorry, I pressed the button.
It's okay.
Now
It's
we have to
okay.
wait.
Do you get excited when you see Dora out there, like when you're walking through like an airport or like a shopping store, Anna? Do you get excited to see your
Her
work?
toys. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. If we go toy shopping all the time, nonstop, all the time. We love the toy aisles. We're always like, oh, where is it? And when I go to the stores, I like to fix the the shelves. I think people ask me like, "Do you work here?" It's like, no, I'm just fixing our toys.
With all the knowledge that you
We-
had and all the research and you know that you get, what advice do you have for parents who are out there, you know, especially like Christmas around the corner? I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's true. Like, what should parents be looking for when it comes to selecting the right toys for their kids?
Um, of course, the first one is what is it that they're watching, right? What do they love to play with? But
Mm,
besides that, I would say to be able to expand beyond what they're asking for, right?
yeah.
Because then you can give them a little bit more, a little bit more. They'll say, "I want a doll." Sure, give them a doll, but then what about casita or playset, or what
Mhm.
about role play where you can pretend you are the character? You can do that as well with backpack. I can the images in there, so my computer
Yeah.
with backpack, and there's so much play with it too, and all. I mean, I don't know. It even talks about like taking care of your things. This backpack is a character. It's not a bag, mochila. So really, there's nonstop. The learnings just really are in every area. Absolutely. So
Awesome.
yeah, it's whatever until it's there's no gender sort of boy, girl,
Yeah.
doll, action figure, how it goes. Dora is also very active. She's
She's
kind of
super
like a half
active.
action figure. Yeah, right. Exploradora. There,
Yeah.
and you can see it in the movie too.
I
Really
love that.
engages,
What
encourages
what are
children
you
to be
working on now? What are you the most excited about coming up?
coming up. Oh, I can talk about it. No.
Like top secret.
Yeah, but it's more fun, more movement, action, engagement, music. We made sure that the music was authentic, that
Mhm.
she was created from the show from Paramount, and that's the music and the phrases and all the talent from the show speaks
Wow.
in the toys,
So cool.
and kids, you can hear it. Yeah, definitely. Mhm.
Amazing.
I love it. It was such a pleasure getting to know you and speaking to you, Anna. We wish you the best of luck. We're so excited for you and everything that's coming up with Dora. I'm excited.
Thank you so much for sharing all of your knowledge with us. It was really cool to kind of dive into Santa's workshop. Is what it
I
feels
know.
like.
And Karen sounds excited, and now she's like, Dora is like a little Peruvian.
Wait, Dora
So
is me. Let's
it's me.
go.
We're Doras.
Thank you so much. And what an honor to be speaking with you and in this special, gosh, 25th anniversary of Dora. Really, really an honor. Thank
Wow,
you.
So cool.
25th anniversary. That's
My
amazing.
age too.
I know, but
Yeah.
you know what, Liz? I think it's really important to
English?
also celebrate Dora and what a pioneer she
Yeah.
has been.
Yeah.
You know, and again, she's so iconic. I always say this because people know exactly who she is. People know exactly what she stands for, and I think that's the biggest achievement that Dora has is that people know exactly what she means. She means
Yeah.
culture. She means family. She means everything that our heritage signifies and we celebrate. And I think she was, I always say wise beyond her years. She was such a groundbreaker and pioneer. And like, I love that we're here celebrating 25 years of Dora.
So cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Anna.